And hello YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and review for last week's episode of Star Wars The Bad Batch, Season 1, Episode 7. Pretty fun and interesting episode here because honestly, by the way, spoilers if you haven't seen the episode, so you've been warned. So, like I said, fun, interesting episode here because, you know, when we last saw the Bad Batch, or the Bad Batch doing their thing, they're working for that woman now who's giving them credits and kind of like hiding them from the Empire. They're still pretty much outlaws in a way. And, you know, they go on little missions here and there just to try to, you know, survive. And they come across somebody who's been following them. Not a bounty hunter. However, they find out that this person who was following them in the place that they're in, hanging out in, is Rex. Captain Rex has returned to see what the Bad Batch is up to, hearing stories about them out there doing who knows what. So he wanted to see it for himself. So he sees the team, he sees Omega for the first time. He's never met Omega, and he's wondering, like, you know, how's the team doing, what's going on, how did they escape, all this stuff. So he finds out from them, like, hey, listen, you know, we found out about Order 66, you know, we still have our chips inside. Remember, Rex lost his inhibitor chip because Ahsoka took it out of him in the last season of Clone Wars. Spoiler alert. So he doesn't have his chip anymore, but he is worried that the team still having their chips inside them could turn on him or anybody else who's a threat to the Empire at any moment. So what he does, he decides to take them to a place where I would assume is the same ship that Rex and Ahsoka, even Darth Maul, escaped from, that crash landed somewhere in some, you know, planet. They went there to pretty much to get the inhibitor chips out of their minds, because if they have them, you know, the chips inside their minds, they could turn at any second. And we already seen that from Wrecker in a couple scenes from last week's, the following episode. You know, a couple of moments here and there where he starts, you know, acting a certain way, and, you know, the team still don't know about these chips, and maybe it affects them differently, maybe it affects them slower than the others, but so far they haven't been activated. And, you know, so they all go to that place to try to get the chips out of them. And then, of course, the Wrecker's chip kind of starts activating a little bit, and then he starts going after the team. So then Rex and the rest of the members have to stop him and take that chip out of his brain ASAP. Pretty good episode, pretty cool little action scenes. Poor Wrecker, you know, he's the big muscle. We all know that, but he's also the little teddy bear too. But, you know, he did go a little overboard because, you know, he has the chip inside of him, and, you know, he thought the team betrayed the Empire, and you know how it works. So he almost killed Omega, so that was something. They eventually save him. They eventually take out the chip. And then, of course, the rest of the team gets their chips out of them as well. And then, apparently, Omega doesn't have a chip. So that's interesting to know, that the fact that she does not have one. But, and then at the end of the episode, Rex decides to disappear and leave again. Where does he go? No idea. He may be hanging out somewhere, maybe around where Ahsoka is. Maybe he knows where Ahsoka is at this point. Remember, we don't know what happens to Ahsoka until, you know, after Clone Wars, before Rebels. We don't know exactly where she was hiding. We know she was hiding, but we just don't know where she was hiding. So she could have just been somewhere with Rex, somewhere hanging out somewhere galaxy before Rebels shows up. But like I said, good episode, cool little, you know, throwback. So now that the team don't have their chips inside them, there's nobody who can control them. And hopefully when they, you know, find their way back to try to get rid of the Empire, if they can, you know, they should be in better hands. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode, and stay tuned for more. Thank you very much, and have a good night.